Hello, welcome back to Beauty Bee and to the start of something very exciting. I'm doing my first little themed weekend. I usually post videos Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then Wednesday. This week I thought I'd try something a little bit different and really theme those 4 videos that I usually post on consecutive days, Friday through Monday, around a single topic. In this case, it's going to be makeup starter kits. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my suggestions for a makeup starter kit. I'll have a couple of looks coming sometime this weekend and then a couple of other videos as well. So if you're interested, I would love it if you checked out all 4. I will be making a little playlist for this, which I will link up in the cards as well as down in the description. This video is themed around making an inexpensive makeup starter kit. Now this is all from things that I already own. Also, let's go a little bit into me as some background. I have generally pretty clear skin, so I don't tend to wear foundation. If your interest in makeup is specifically in covering acne or involves a lot of full coverage, I mean, I'm glad you checked out this video. Thank you for coming, but I think this is probably not going to be the most helpful. I have dealt with pretty severe acne in the past, but I haven't recently, and I haven't while I've been wearing makeup. So if you are in that position, I would really strongly recommend checking out one of these videos that's more tailored towards covering acne, because I know that's a completely different ballgame. My preference is definitely to go a little bit lighter on the eyes in general and a little bit bolder on the lips, and you will definitely see that represented in the pics I've made. If your preferences are different, obviously make changes. And if you're not interested in this step, don't spend money on it. There is no rule that you have to wear a full face of makeup just because you're wearing blush or you're wearing lipstick. It's all good. There's no rules here. Now I've been filming for 6.5 minutes right now, and I haven't even shown anything. So let's change that. Starting off with some tools. Now, if I were to build this from scratch, I would think I would start with 3 brushes. The first would be some kind of blush brush. I tend to prefer an angled blush brush that has a shape a bit like this, where you have this, well, angle, because it's really easy to get just this edge and get really targeted highlights. And if you're only going to use one face brush, because spoiler, there's only one face brush in here, I think this is a really good choice. This brush is also not so dense that I feel like I can't use it for bronzer, which I tend to want to put on in a very diffused way. And I find that I can blend things out light enough that while it still looks more or less natural when I use this brush, even though it's a little bit smaller than what I might really prefer to use for bronzer. The other brushes that I have to show actually come in a duo. They are both double-ended, so let's just go over it really quickly. These are from EcoTools. They cost, let's see, $5.87. I have all my prices written down to the side. So what we have here is a crease brush. This is great for blending. We have a smudger brush. This is really ideal for putting color under the eye. It's what I used today to get the green under my eye. So that's brush number 1. Brush number 2, we have a shader brush. This is what you will generally use to apply color to the lid as well as the brow bone. And then on the other side, you have a angled liner brush. You can use this to fill in your eyebrows as well as to, well, do liner. These are the only brushes that I used today to do my eye look, and these are really, really convenient. These were the only eye brushes I had with me all through summer and most of spring due to COVID, and love them to bits. Have used them a ton, washed them a ton, and they're still in really, really good shape. I think that for the rest of this, I'm going to go in the order that I would generally apply them, starting with some eyeshadow primer. Now, I haven't messed around too much with different eyeshadow primers. I've really only tried this one and then the e.l.f. This may not be necessary for everyone. I have slightly oily skin and my eyelids tend to just eat up eyeshadow. This is what keeps it from creasing and just for me from looking like a mess by, 11:30 in the morning. This is the Wet n Wild PhotoFocus eyeshadow primer. This is $4.48. Most of these prices I got from Walmart if I could find the product there. Otherwise, I went to brand websites and Target. So I guess I don't have a ton to say about this, but if you find that your eyeshadow fades or creases or just really doesn't look very good after a couple hours of wear, adding in an eyeshadow primer might be a really good choice for you. So next up, I would usually apply my base makeup. For that, I have this concealer. This is from e.l.f. It is their Flawless Concealer. It is $5. I have this in the shade Fair Rose. I'm sure that that is just the fairest cool toned or rosy shade that they had. And it's actually a pretty good color match for me. A little sponge tip applicator, and I will apply that under my eyes, just a dot, as well as often on my chin or around my nose. Anywhere that's looking red, that tends to be my biggest problem with my skin. I find that this is pretty medium coverage. It definitely will not cover something completely, but it can help even out a little bit. And I actually like that because I find that without wearing foundation, really full coverage, high impact concealers can be a little bit jarring and they just don't tend to mesh super well with otherwise bare skin. Now again, my skin is normal to oily, but for some reason, anything creamy tends to really bring out the oil. So I would then go into a powder. Here's the one that I have been using recently. This is from Physicians Formula, and we're actually going to talk about this entire palette, but this is their All-Star Face Palette. It is $15, and this is the powder that I use. It is an okay match for me. I think it's actually just a tiny half step darker than would really be ideal, but it works pretty well. I mean, swatched out, you can't really see it, which is honestly a good sign. I would just put this over any area where I'd put concealer. Additionally, during the day, if I felt that my skin was starting to get a little bit oily, if I was starting to look a little extra glowy, I might dust this lightly over any of those areas to cancel that out a little bit. While we're at it, let's just talk about the other products in this palette. We have two highlighters. There's a golden one and more of a beige one. This came with a glittery silver overspray, but I've since wiped it away. It was really easy to just dust off with a brush. There are also two bronzers. We have a matte one and a satin finish one. Now, I think you can probably tell if you are of a deeper skin tone, even if you have, I think, a medium skin tone, you will probably not get a whole lot of use out of this palette. Everything in this works on my skin tone. I don't think this really works that well on my skin tone, mostly because I just think it's pulls a little bit orange for me, but overall, this is really good for my quite fair, cool toned skin. I think it would also work for people who are a little bit warmer toned, as well as people who have light skin tones. All right, so here's swatches of that. This is the blush. Here are the two highlighters. There's the bronzer that I mentioned it didn't work great for me. Yeah, it is very orange in a swatch. And here is the satin finish bronzer. Overall, it's a pretty subtle effect, which I think is probably a good thing if you're just starting out with makeup, because even if you're pretty familiar with makeup and really do know what you're doing, a really super pigmented blush can get a little bit out of control very quickly. Okay, so we basically have the face done. Now let's move on to the eyes. I would suggest getting some kind of small palettes. The one that I pulled out is my ProFusion Glam palette. First of all, I love that it has a really good size mirror. I find that that's really convenient when I'm doing my makeup to be able to get up quite close to my mirror. Additionally, I think this is exactly the kind of color scheme that I would recommend to a beginner. You've got the shimmery neutrals, which I think are very important. You also have a couple pops of color as well as some really good basic neutral. And overall, the quality on this particular palette is very nice, especially considering that I got it for $6 and it is currently $5.60 on the ProFusion website. Of course, as with everything else in this video, you don't need this particular palette to get the same effect. This is just one that I happen to own and really would recommend for beginners. Now, to round out the eyes, I would suggest some kind of mascara. The one that I happen to have right now is the It Cosmetics Lash Blowout. I don't love this. I just don't feel any need to buy a new mascara until this one is used up. If I were to recommend a mascara to a beginner or really anyone who is looking for a drugstore mascara, I think it would be this one from Covergirl. This is the Covergirl Professional 3-in-1. I've purchased probably 7 or 8 tubes over the year. And this mascara you can usually find for somewhere between $5.50 and $6. Now, I'm a lipstick fiend, so my starter kit includes 4 lipsticks. Now, these are from Bite Beauty. They are the only high-end item that is in this starter kit. However, they are on sale right now on the Bite website for, I believe, $6.50 as a set for all 3. So they are about the same price as a Wet n Wild lipstick. Now, just to show you how much product you get, I have actually used up maybe a quarter of this, but there's not a ton of product here. Now, that might be a problem for this lighter shade, especially if you're near my skin tone, because this functions as a pretty good everyday nude. However, on, say, a bright candy apple red, like this, probably not as big of an issue. You do not go through makeup as quickly as you think you will. That is like the #1 law of makeup. Let me swatch these out. So here are the swatches. We've got a mauve toned brown, a sort of somewhat pinky beige, and then that bright red that is actually pretty darn close to the color of my sweater today. I would recommend this set because you get a nice variety of colors to try out and experiment with, which I think would be really fun if you were just starting out, and you get to try things out without a huge price commitment. I also think that this format is quite beginner friendly. Because they are this little pencil, you can be a little bit more precise than you could with a standard bullet lipstick, which actually, let's talk about the last item, which is a bullet lipstick right now, just to compare. Can you see how much slimmer this Bite Beauty lipstick is? That makes it a lot easier to stay within your lip line and get a pretty crisp edge. And especially with this red or the deeper brown, you want that. You want to be able to stay very much within your lip line and not get outside. That turns into a Joker look very quickly, which is great for Halloween, not always so great for going to work on a Tuesday. Apologies if things look like they've changed a little bit. I realized that I actually pulled the wrong tube of Revlon lipstick. They're in such similar packaging that I just pulled the wrong one. The one that I really meant to grab was Sassy Mauve, which is this shade. For comparison, here is a swatch. I think you can see that it's quite similar in depth to this central Bite Beauty lipstick. However, it's much more pink. I find that for me, this is a little bit of an easier everyday color. I also really like the formula of this. It's quite comfortable on the lips. I can apply it quite sheer. I can apply it as pretty full-on color. In addition to being a great everyday color for me, this is also in here because it is a really nice multi-purpose product. I can use this as blush. I'll just tap it on and blend it in with my fingers, and I find that that gives me a little bit of added versatility as far as what kinds of cheek looks I can do. All right, so there was my makeup starter kit. I hope that the sound is good in this video. I'm trying out a microphone for the first time, and I hope it's working, but I guess I'll find out in editing. I would love to hear your thoughts on the starter kit, especially if you are into makeup. I would love to hear any changes or suggestions that you would have. Okay, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you come back and check out the other 3 videos in this little weekend series. And I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing if you enjoyed. That would be great. Looking forward to next time. Bye.